I know what you're thinking, that title has to be clickbait, but it is not. Today is actually our last day with the X3. It's actually, we're just about to take our last drive in the car. We actually have sold it. The car is just about to hit 150,000 miles. I've had it for about 3 years, and it was getting to the point where I'm almost worried things are about to start like breaking on the car. It's been dead reliable the whole time I've had it, but when something hits 150,000 miles, I'm starting to get a little worried. So I've decided to not find out and be stuck with that bill. So I have sold the X3 and we're on our way to go get its replacement. And we will talk about that at the end of the video. But we're about to go for our last drive in the car. So come along with me and let's say goodbye to the X3. Let's get our last start up here. As you can see right here though, it pops up. We have 149,480 miles on the car, which I know someone out there is gonna be like,
well, that's not 150,000 miles.
Close enough. I am going to absolutely miss this car. This interior is just so nice. It's been such a nice place to be, to sit for the last over 100,000 miles that I've put on the car. In the last 3 years, it's been an amazing daily. And all my friends that I told that I'm selling it, they were all so sad because everyone's just grown to love this car because it's just so fun. And for being something so practical, this has been the camera car. This has been just everybody's car to like use. I've had friends borrow it to go to Utah and back and everything, and people just enjoy driving in. It's been such a pleasure. But yeah, in all reality, I just don't want to be left fixing all the problems that eventually might come up. And this has been one of the longest cars I've ever kept, being 3 years long. And I'm just, yeah, it's just time to get going. So another factor in my decision making was just the amount of money I've been spending on like gas and transportation with this car. If you watched my cost to own video about this, in the last 3 years with gas, maintenance, mods, all that stuff, I've spent $27,000 on this car. So it's like I've spent enough to buy a whole another brand new car just running this thing. And so that has actually very much influenced my decision to finally let it go and move on to something new. So and again, we'll talk about what I'm replacing with it at the very end. It's probably not going to be great news to everybody. Some people are going to be happy about it. Some people are not going to be happy about it. But I do hope you stick around. Even though the X3 is gone, we still have the E28 that we're building. So we still got project stuff. And plus I'm driving cool cars all the time and making videos with them just because I'm the exotic car photographer I am. And I just have access to a lot of stuff. And there's going to be a lot of cool cars that we're going to be driving this summer too. So make sure you stay tuned. Just because the X3 is going doesn't mean the content's stopping. We're still building cool stuff and we're still gonna be driving awesome cars, so stick around please. But without further ado, let's get on our last drive in the car. All right, we are now doing the last drive in the X3. So I bought this car in October of 2021 and I had 46,000 miles on it when I picked it up, and now it's sitting at 149,480, which by the time I get to the dealership to go trade this in, it will be closer about almost right at about 149,500. But this car has been absolutely amazing. So yeah, I've put 103,000 miles on it since I purchased it. This has been absolutely dead reliable. Like, the only thing that has failed, and I've documented on the channel, was my PCV diaphragm did go out, but that was a $15 part to replace, and so it wasn't really much of an issue. It took me like 5 minutes to fix it, and that's literally been the only issue I've had. I guess there's been like an electrical gremlin here or there, like my heated seat turns on for like a couple seconds and then it turns off. I've never been able to figure out what that is. Some people on the X3 forum says that you're gonna have to replace the entire electrical harness underneath the seat to fix that, and they said that was like $3,000, so I'm good. But it did suck going through the winter with no heated seat. And then I've made my video where there's like 5 things I hated about this car. There's always been just like some tiny little like quirks about it that have never been my favorite. Won't get into those because this is the like memorial video saying goodbye to it. We don't need to focus on the negative parts of the car. It's been awesome. I've absolutely loved it. I would buy the car again. It's been just so good, but like I said at the start, I just don't want to be around when I get footed with the bill on it. So that's kind of one of the main driving factors of my car, because it's like I can afford the payment, I can afford to insure it, I can afford to drive it, but would I be able to afford a blown turbo on the car comfortably? No. And I don't want to be just at the spot where I just, you know, can't comfortably repair the car that I'm driving, like if I need to, which I know a lot of people might give me crap for buying a car that I can't comfortably replace an entire motor out of it if I blow it up, because, you know, there's those people that do that way, but I'm a car guy. We make bad financial decisions for our cars. But I'm trying to change that right now, and that's why I'm selling the car, is to make a smart financial decision for myself. So I'll just give you a little bit of background on why I am selling the car. If you don't know, I live in a town called Pocatello, Idaho, but I work in a place called Idaho Falls, Idaho, and those places are 50 miles apart. If you wonder why I have a job that's 50 miles apart from where I live, I moved to Pocatello like 6 months ago, so it was a new thing, and it's a job that you can't just move to a new spot. My job, like, not to go into specifics on it, it's called the Golden Handcuffs here in town because it pays too much to justify going anywhere else. So you just like suffer with it. It's worth the drive pretty much compared to any other job that you could get around. And so Golden Handcuffs, so stuck there because of just how well it pays and compared to everything else that you can get here in Southeast Idaho. So I moved to Pocatello just for like a better like housing like opportunity that like also made financial sense, because I'm just in a spot in my life where I just want to like be more financially responsible. I'm now 27, and so I should be more responsible financially, you know. And so that I moved there, and so I do 100 miles a day round trip for work, and this is my like really only car minus the E28, but the E28 is torn apart right now, so I can't drive it there. And I think the E20 gets like 15 miles per gallon, so it'd be even worse than driving this. But this car at highway speeds gets like 22 miles per gallon. It gets really good gas mileage, like 28, 29, if you're going like 75 or under. But our highways here in Idaho are 80, and everybody goes like 85. So if you're going 85, you're gonna get like 22. And so in 22 miles per gallon, I'm driving 100 miles a day for work. So I'm getting close to like 5 gallons of gas every day. So spending 15 bucks a day going to work, plus the wear on the car, plus the tires, all the maintenance on it, just every single thing just added up. And if you see from like the video I made about the adding up all the costs on the car, with it being $27,000 over the last 30 months that I've spent, I was spending close to like $900 a month extra on top of the payment I had on the car to like run it. So I think all in all, I did the math between all the gas costs, car payment, insurance, everything like that. On average, I was spending close to like $1,600 a month on this car, which is absurd, right? So I'm picking up a car that should have much less maintenance on it. It's actually brand new, which is great. And it's one that I can just put a ton of miles on it and not worry about it too much. And again, we will get like super in depth into the details on the car at the end of the video, but let's keep focusing on the X3. But yeah, but I've absolutely loved this car. Like, the interior is just such a nice place to be. It has all the awesome luxury features. It has the touchless hand stuff that you can just like do the gesture control and like change your volume, switch your songs, like the heated cooled seats when the heated seat works, like the dual climate, has heated seats in the back, all stuff like, and the digital display and that wireless CarPlay, the full pano moonroof. It's just a car that has so many great features to it, especially just for like the year that it came out, being in 2019. And also being in 2019, being able to tune the car. And it has the B58 that's been just like dead reliable, sounds good. You can actually modify the 2019s, which is awesome. And it's just all overall just such a great car. Has plenty of room. I'm not sure if you can see in the back, but I have like my dog cover back there because I take my dog like almost everywhere with me, and she fits perfectly in the back, and I have a ton of trunk space on top of it already. So all in all, it's just been so good, and the all-wheel drive works perfect in the snow here in Idaho. So it's just been an awesome car. Plus, if you look around the interior, which I know you can't see up here, but there's like no wear on anything. Like the driver's seat doesn't really show any wear. The armrest doesn't have any wear. Like, there's nowhere in here that looks like it's been sat in for 150,000 miles. And especially been sat on, I'm not a small person, and having all this wear and all this weight bouncing around in here should wear the seats down, but it really hasn't. Like, it's in great shape. It's just held up. and there's no like sun wearing on the dashboard, all stuff. I've literally had no issues. Heck, I haven't even had to replace the battery yet in 150,000 miles. It still has the original battery from when it was new, which is insane, and I've never had issues with it. So this has been super good. As far as like maintenance goes, I've always just done the recommended maintenance that BMW recommends you do on the car. So whenever I bring it in, they're like, hey, we should do this on the car because it's like due for that. I'm like, okay, cool, just do it. And I've actually never had to even like change the spark plugs, do the fluids. Like they've never even suggested it, being like, hey, it's time to do this. They said maybe after my last oil change I just did, they suggested like maybe do the spark plugs then. But so at 155,000 miles, like finally replacing the spark plugs, it's just insane how long all the parts have just lasted on this car. I am gonna completely miss this. The car I'm getting isn't as fast as the car. It has about 300 horsepower, and this one's pushing 420. It's also all-wheel drive, which is great, but yeah, it's definitely going to be a completely different experience, I'll say that. Yeah, all in all, like, this car has been absolutely amazing. I would highly recommend anybody purchasing one. Like, it's a car that I don't ever regret buying, and if I had the financial means, like, I would just run it till it just dies. But at the moment in my life, I just don't have those means yet. I'm not one of those YouTubers that can just burn money and blow up a car and then just go buy another one. Got to be a little more smart with my finances. So that will transition us to the car we are buying. Again, I don't want this to scare any of you away and unsubscribe. Like, if you're subscribed here for the X3, again, we're gonna be doing so much other cool things on the channel, so I really do hope you stick around. And I promise, me buying this car that I'm going to announce isn't me like going to the dark side, changing teams, all that stuff. And me saying that isn't any like enough of a hint for you, then yes, I am buying an electric car. I am buying an electric SUV. It is the Volkswagen ID.4. I'm getting the all-wheel drive Pro S model. I originally looked at Teslas, but I kind of wanted to do something a little different. I feel like everybody has a Tesla Model Y and a Tesla Model 3, all those cars, and I just wanted something different. And I drove the ID.4. It drove so nice. The interior is really nice too, and I love having like a display in the front instead of off to the left. Has a shifter like a normal car, all this stuff, but it has all the nice tech features. And also, I found a brand new 2023 ID.4 that was still on the lot, has 100 miles on it, and they were very motivated to sell it. And I got the car for $20,000 off MSRP, which is awesome. So yeah, just the $20,000 off MSRP was such a good deal on this car. And the car gets, I think, close to about 270 miles of range on a full charge. And so being 100 miles away from work, like round trip each day, I can go to work twice on one charge and then spend $5 on my house to charge it and then do another round trip. So this is just gonna be the best thing for me in my financial situation. So I am getting an electric car, which next video I will show it off to you guys. I personally like how it looks, and I like the color that I got it in. It's this cool like eggshell gray, and I actually haven't seen the actual car that I'm buying. I'm actually on my way to the dealership right now to go pick the car up, but they had to ship it from Montana, so I haven't even seen the car yet. So like when you guys see the car is when I'm going to see the car too. But I'm just excited to not have to worry about engine parts failing. I have a huge warranty on the car. It has a 4-year warranty, but I'm also getting this car on a lease. So I have a 4-year warranty, but I have a 3-year lease. So it's like I'm never gonna have to worry about anything breaking on the car. I can just give the car back when I'm done. I can just drive it to work and back and not worry about it. Enough charge to get me down to Utah whenever I go down for photo shoots. And I should be able to go down to Utah more often now because I don't have to calculate in gas costs. And another nice thing that comes with these ID.4s when you buy them new is they give you free charging, like superchargers, for 3 years. So I get to have free charging on the car for the entire time I have the lease. So I'll never have to pay for gas, I'll never have to pay for charging. The maintenance is very minimal, especially being a lease. They do a lot of the maintenance like for you. I'm on the hook for brake pads whenever those go out, which they recommend changing them, I think, at like 30,000 miles, they told me. And then I'm on the hook for tires. Pretty much it. So the fact that I get to cut out that like extra $900 a month I was spending on my car things that just made financial sense. And I've added up all my gas costs from January 1st to May 15th, where we are right now, and I've already spent like almost $3,000 on gas going to work and back. And so that's been averaging close to like $600 a month on gas. And the payment that I have on this is nowhere near that increase. Like, and also I get cheaper insurance, all that stuff. Like, financially, it just makes sense. So, well, what I'm saying also with this too is that since it makes sense and it's better for me financially, I'll have more resources to travel a little bit more, to make more content, and I'll have more money to buy pieces for the E28, get that all running good, and have just like a cool vintage BMW just rolling on the channel, taking to car shows, you know, doing stuff in. I'm really excited to get that car done. I actually just ripped the dashboard out of it to start fixing that. So the next E28 video, that will be coming up. So that should be everything. The X3 has been an absolutely amazing car. I would do some filming on the outside and just show off the car like one last time, but today just happens to be the windiest day possible in Idaho. It's so bad outside, so I have to do everything inside the car. So sorry you can't get like a walk around talk and all that stuff, but it is what it is. You've seen the X3 enough. You can go back and watch the build videos if you want to look at the outside of it again. But yeah, so that will wrap up the X3 on the channel and my ownership with it. We're about 2 minutes away from the dealership to go turn it back. I've absolutely loved this car. It has been so good. I will miss it. I won't miss the gas, and I won't miss the maintenance, and I won't miss just like the fear of always turning it on and being scared of something not working. Just kind of like having that metaphorical gun to my head with things. And I think I'm gonna just be able to breathe a lot easier with things. And like I said, I'll have a little bit more financial freedom to be able to make more content and to be able to just build that E28 how I want to build it, and also travel more, come down to like northern Idaho more, go down to Utah more, just be able to just go around so much more and make more content for you guys. So please stick around, and if you're here for the X3, stick around because there's more to come. And we are doing such cool stuff here, and I really appreciate everybody's support, and I appreciate everybody's love that they've shown on the X3. It has been such a pleasure to own and have and build, and I'm really excited to see what comes in the future and what things that we do. So yeah, please stick around. So thank you so much for taking some time to spend with me today watching this video, and I really do hope I see you in the next video. Peace.